Industries that are hot, sectors set to outperform the market. That's what's here in Zacks Industry Rank Analysis. Charles Ropelot, our senior market analyst for Zacks.com, tracks all of this data each week, and he assembles a very nicely wrapped up report for us on different industries that he expects to outperform. And this week on the Ropelot radar, Thanksgiving stocks. And why did I know that was coming?
Gobble, gobble.
Hopefully you don't have many turkeys in the list. I can go down that road as far as you want.
You're being quite the ham.
But you do highlight some industries that are related to the holiday. Certainly nothing, I don't think, unexpected. You've got costs for dinner, travel, and Black Friday, all of which have been on a lot of people's minds here for a while. On the dinner thing for Thanksgiving, I mean, inflation and the tough economy are going to probably put a squeeze on that one, huh?
It is. Thanksgiving prices, according to the American Farm Bureau, are up 5.5% this year. And it's an interesting report. I linked to the article actually in my column. They went through the entire menu, buns, turkey, cranberry, and they actually factored what the cost would be for a family of 10, and they've been doing this for years. Yep. The biggest cost input actually to the Thanksgiving table this year is turkey. It's up 6%. But when we look across the table, cranberry sauce, your rolls, your pumpkin pie, all of that costs more. But what's interesting, when you look at the actual food producers, they have been absorbing a lot of costs. So even though consumers are paying more at the grocery store, it doesn't mean the companies are making more money. Mm-hmm. Hormel Foods, for instance, which owns Jennie-O Turkey, they reported actually on Tuesday. They actually saw margins kind of get crimped on their earnings were not great either. Another company I actually highlight here, Campbell's Soup, reported earlier this week. And typically soup's actually been one of the higher margin food products simply because if you go to a grocery store, even though you have store brands, you have Progresso, Campbell's Soups really dominates the soup category, and as such, they should have pricing power. Mm-hmm. Their margins narrowed this month, actually this past quarter, and it's interesting because we have seen commodity prices drop, so the natural inclination would be, well, even if earnings were struggling a little bit this quarter, if we look out throughout fiscal 2009, earnings should improve, and it's curious, we are seeing analysts cut for both Hormel and for Campbell's Soup.
The commodity prices aren't going to stay low forever. We should enjoy it while we've got it, right?
Oh, absolutely. I paid $1.92 for gasoline yesterday, earlier this week. And I think people should realize what they're paying at the gas station right now is probably the lowest they'll probably ever see again. We are going to see commodity prices rise higher in the years to come, solely because of worldwide economic growth. Mm-hmm. We will see inflation come back to the U.S. because of all the stimulus we're throwing in the economy right now. Right. So there will be a price to pay for what we're doing now. And so really, especially when we're looking at some of the costs people are taking for granted that are coming down, people should enjoy them.
Cash-strapped consumers also kind of abandoning holiday travel, huh?
It is. The AAA did a survey, came out and said fewer people this year are actually going to travel. We could actually see the first decrease in people traveling 50 miles or more since 2002, and that's coming even as gas prices have dropped. People are feeling pinched. They don't want to spend the money on the travel. Certainly, it costs more to fly, not because you're not looking just at the tickets. You're looking at paying higher fees for your luggage. You want a window seat, it's more money. You want to have a meal on your plane, it's more money. All that adds up. If you're a family of four, it's a lot of money. You can't just expect to carry all your luggage on. And as a result, more people are staying at home versus traveling.
Yeah, and then as far as the retail group is concerned, Black Friday and all that goes with it, you agree with our retail analyst, Rob Plaza, who says Black Friday is going to extend all the way into February of 2009?
You know, it's possible. We are definitely seeing a lot of retailers offer deals. And it's an interesting contrast because we just talked about the airlines a second ago. And when you look at airlines across the board, we're seeing a lot of them institute fees. And as a result, that's pushing earnings estimates up for them. On the flip side, the retailers really have no pricing power. It's not like you can go into Mason and say, oh, you want a bag, we'll charge you 10 cents for the bag or 20 cents, whereas, you might go on Delta, you want a blanket, well, that'll be $5 or whatever they're charging for blankets. So we are seeing estimates for a lot of retailers come down. Best Buy saw a huge drop in their sales, probably really good Black Friday sales there. I haven't actually gone through the circulars yet. But one retailer that's curious, in the midst of all these consumers cutting back, we're looking at Hot Topic. It's a teenage retail store. People will know it when they walk by because there's usually rock music blasting from it. But they're actually benefiting because they've always kind of gone for that rock and roll, kind of the goth, the black clothing look.
Yeah.
And the movie Twilight, which just came out, immensely popular among kids, from what I understand, particularly teenage girls. And that's kind of brought a resurgence in this kind of goth-like look. And Hot Topic is really the store that caters to it. And in fact, its reputation for it's so well known that South Park last week parodied the store. And they actually saw same-store sales rise last quarter. Analysts have actually raised their earnings estimates on there. So if someone's looking for a way to actually play the retail sector and not specifically go into some of the discount retailers like Dollar Tree or BJ's Wholesale Club, that's one retailer that is standing out from the crowd. But by and large, if you're a consumer, you're going to see good deals. And don't be afraid if you bought something in the last week or two and you see something on sale for Black Friday to go up to the manager and saying, hey, can you price match this? A lot of stores will do it.
Yeah.
Macy's told me over the weekend they'll match any price within 10 days.
Yeah, I think at least that's been my experience. I've started some holiday shopping already.
Bought my present already, I see.
Yes, I have. And I'm not telling you what it is either. I understand that even online retail this year is supposed to be down 4%, so there's really nowhere to hide in that retail business.
Yeah, it's really interesting because the National Retail Federation actually looked at the report. Tracy Mullen, who's head of it, came out with this survey. They're expecting as much as 128 million people to shop over the Black Friday weekend, but when you dig into the numbers, only 49 million said they would definitely shop. So you have this 80 million gasp of people saying, well, I might shop, and they really want to see what's on the ads. And so my guess it'll be somewhere in between. You will see people at the malls. I do expect outlet centers to be more crowded than the malls, but to go up to a store, say a Macy's, a Nordstrom's, a JCPenney, a Best Buy, and not to expect any crowds is crazy. People will show up. I already saw news reports about some people trying to camp out already. I've heard news stories that Best Buy might give out tickets.
At 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m., a little bit craziness, but we will see people shopping, but I don't think it's going to be as good for retailers as it has been. Conversely, if you're a consumer, you will find good deals. But I think it's like our analyst Rob Plaza says, you will see deals continue throughout the holiday season and probably afterwards. Consumers are feeling strapped. And retailers want to move merchandise. Okay.
Do you or does anyone in your house own any of the stocks that you mentioned here?
No, I do not.
Alrighty. And if you are finding this particular video someplace other than coming through Zacks.com, you can always link to the text version of Charles' industry rank analysis for the most current week on our homepage, Zacks.com. If you scroll down to the appropriate headline, you can just click on it and it'll take you right to it. With Charles Rotblatt, I'm Terry Ruffalo.